So take advantage of the free session we got. And if you have any issues with finding with the links to it, at the bottom of all the videos on YouTube, you'll see the links for to book a free session. All you can do is just schedule, hit the link for that, or you can go to my website for my business, Majestic Business Services, and the website is www.majesticbiz.com. When you go to the website, just find the link that says schedule appointment. You hit it. That's all the different appointment types you can have. You see the big one that says free appointment. Again, you can book one of them free 10-minute sessions to get you locked in and take care of you. Again, as I'll repeat again, all the links to the Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all the videos and all the business links on the bottom of the YouTube page and everything. We also post them out on Facebook as well. So just, you can get linked up there. Make sure that you subscribe to the YouTube channel for Mr. Short Dollar, where we talk about personal finance, business, entrepreneurship, and real estate investing. Also go to my other page. The same page is also on Facebook as well. Same thing with checking out my other page, Changing Lives, hosted by yours truly, Deonte Burden, where we talk about personal development, motivation, and professional development _77. Or you can follow me on Twitter at Majestic Biz. Okay? So you have no way whatsoever to lose touch of your boy. Hey, man, listen, I'm super excited about tonight's show. Again, tonight we'll be discussing 10 things you need to ask yourself before you make somebody a business partner. And, what came to mind, you have a lot of people out here that are ready to start businesses up. They're ready to bring family members or close friends in together to start a business up. And they really have no clue, number one, about business, but then also how to start something up with another person.
Okay.
Regardless of their relationship.
Right.
And so I just wanted to kind of go through the little checklist that I put out,
Okay.
that I created myself, for people to use for themselves to say, okay, these are the questions I need to ask. Is it needed? Is it not needed? What I need to find out from them.
Okay.
To kind of help you make a decision on if this person is right for you, or do you even need a partner at all?
Okay.
Okay, so, when you think about it, a lot of times you see all the shows and stuff like that, where different people want to get started before starting the business up. You hear all the time, family members get together. I guess I'm gonna say this too before we get into this. A lot of people get together, they talk about starting a business up, and to be totally honest with you, most people don't really even want to start a business. They just want a job. They're gonna pay them more money. So it ain't that little brainstorming process about, hey, we're gonna start a business up. You get like-minded people, usually your close friends or your family. You say, hey, look, let's go and start this business. Let's get everything together. And what happens is everybody come to the table with a different skill set. Either you can cook, you worked on the register at McDonald's back in high school. Your brother, he mop flows pretty good. So we got everybody with a different thing they can bring to the table. We try to hopefully get this restaurant together. But what happens is nobody really got a solid skill set in regards to business operations or even how to even function with a partnership. And we see far too often too many relationships, be it friendships, business relationships, things like that, families, marriages, all kind of stuff goes south because people are not prepared. Kind of just have this show to kind of shed light, to kind of go through that whole thought process in regards to, because far too often I get calls all the time. I'm looking at going to business with this person. What do you think? Or me and my buddy, or me and my sister, or my brother, wife, or we get ready to do this business, and the energy of the thought or the dream of having a business supersedes any kind of logic in regards to how everybody really need to be moving or anything like that. So that's why I really, want to have that show, because especially right now, that stuff come out, it's early.
Say it's early.
Yeah, it's early. It's gonna be unique to see everything come out and everything. But I'm a big proponent of people being happy, and I'm a big proponent of people want to go down the road of entrepreneurship. So in a way, I can help folks to do that stuff like that in regards to my knowledge, being exactly, legally. We want to make sure people stay in compliance, but just as always, that's why we do these shows and everything, to put this information out to everybody. It's good free information, and also if you want to go next level with it, we're there for you also and everything. But we usually have too many people out here that want to do it, and actually probably want to do it the right way, but still just don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Not want to do it, I'm sorry, just don't know how to do it, rather. I apologize. Now, if they want to pay for the game, that's a whole different thing.
Right.
That's a whole different subject. But, I think we can say there are a lot of people out there that really just don't know how to do it.
Right.
So that's what the motivation out of this show tonight. Again, tonight's show, we'll be discussing 10 things you might want to ask yourself before you make somebody your business partner. Again, this is Deonte Burden, a.k.a. Mr. Short Dollar himself. Make sure you go to the YouTube channel, Mr. Short Dollar, where we talk about personal finance, business, entrepreneurship, and real estate investing. Subscribe to it. Make sure you see the videos we got posted. Like the video. Subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit that bell to get notification anytime we load up videos. Also, go visit Mr. Short Dollar on Facebook under the same name, Mr. Short Dollar. We cross-promote and push the same information on both vehicles. But if you're mostly a YouTuber, you can get us here. If you're mostly on Facebook, you can get us there. And also, you can catch me on IG at Deonte_77 or on Twitter at MajesticBiz. Okay? Here's the deal, guys. We're going to go through the gamut. 10 things you need to ask yourself before making somebody your business partner. All these things that we're going to go through, the 10 things we're going to go through, some may be applicable to you, some may not. The thing of it is that what I wanted to have everybody just spur, thinking. I want to create some kind of thing in your head where, like, okay, I'm not just going to rush into this because I trust this person. Mm-hmm. I know this person. Mm-hmm. It has nothing to do with trust or knowing somebody. We're not saying they're going to do something wrong. We're just saying things just might not be able to work out because it may not be a good fit or a good situation. Things don't always happen in a bad way because people have ill intentions. Things just go south because things just aren't really meant to be. Right. Sometimes you forcing, a square peg in a round hole. It just ain't gonna fit. Right. And everything. But you just gotta, be a little bit more cognizant that, hey, I need to be more proactive to be thinking about, is this gonna be a good situation for me? Okay. It's gonna be a good situation for them. So that's why I want to create, tonight's show. But we're starting everything. The first one we're gonna go over is the first question you ask yourself. What do I need from a partner? What do I need from a partner? And when we think about that, when you say ideally, what do I need for a partner? Ideally, your partner should bring to the table everything that you lack. Mm-hmm. If you have somebody that is just like you and y'all cool and everything like that, you may be extremely comfortable with them and feel good about a situation, but it may be not necessarily be a good fit. Right. Why? Because if y'all got similar skill sets, the thing that you guys are missing is still what? Missing. And that doesn't, and you got to really be realistic about, they work hard, they got this, that, and, they're an energetic person, and we bring out this energy. But, you work hard, and both of y'all bad with money. Or nobody understand marketing. Or we both kind of lax when it comes to managing. But we still good people. Right. And that's why I kind of look at you. You kind of want to make sure that you get someone that isn't too similar to you. Mm-hmm. And you got to ask yourself, what do I want them to bring to the table? And you got to sit there and say, like, if I'm one like myself, I'm former military, I'm super structured and everything like that. I don't have a creative bone in my body. Okay. So I need to have a person that I deal with that kind of thinks like that. Mm-hmm. Hey, we can do this, we can do that. Okay, cool. Because that's not even going to come in my damn mind. Right. I'm thinking 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, that's where we need to be. Mm-hmm. Get the soldiers over here, move them over there, stack them. That's how my mind works. Right. But to sit here and say, yeah, man, we got some bright lights and do this and set balloons and stuff like that, don't even run across my damn mind. But I need those type of people, and I'm smart enough to understand what I don't have. And it's kind of like when you're having a person where, just say you may be an introvert, but this person has, they're an extrovert and they can bring more people in. Mm-hmm. You may have tons of cash, they don't, but they have this huge network that they can bring to the table. Mm-hmm. And y'all can kind of work in regards to that. So again, you need to kind of find, not necessarily somebody just so much like you, but more so where you can find some kind of seesaw balance. Right. Whereas, okay, I got this I'm bringing to the table, and they have this, and when we start working together, we can kind of mesh those things out. So that's the key component. That number one thing is, what do I need from a partner? Okay. The second thing is, what is your potential partner's financial situation? Very, 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 very important. You really got to know what the hell going on with them. They're going through bankruptcy, they're going through divorce, they got bad credit, child support. You got to have an understanding of that, and they got to have the same kind of understanding with you. what people get caught up with a lot of time is that they get, integrity confused with ability when it comes to finance stuff. Like, it doesn't make them that because they're a bad because they got bad credit, they're a bad person. They still, they still got issues coming to the table. It can be something that they created. It can be from a bad deal, past marriage, death or whatever. But you still got to know what's going on with them and everything, because what you have to understand when you don't necessarily know what's going on with them with their money, their current liabilities can seep over into y'all thing. And you sitting there like, man, I ain't know that you had that stuff going on over your head and everything. Even if it's not taking, the money, per se, out of the business, it can be taking their attention from actually doing what you guys got, because they stressing about this debt that they got and everything like that. So you got to actually understand, their financial situation. Are you good or whatever? And if you aren't good, do you have control of the situation and everything? And a lot of times people, like I said again, they get that integrity part. Now they're a good guy that, she's pretty straight and everything. We work good together. But again, like, you need to know what's going on with their money.
Right.
And again,
because it become y'all money very soon, right?
Hey, we know that. Exactly. We know the whole adage. Your business ain't that personal. And you got to sit here and just be transparent like that. Because again, your losses are their losses, your gains are their gains.
True.
And so you have to be on top of that. You got to know your potential partner. You got to know their financial situation. You got to know their liabilities. You got to know all that stuff that is hanging over their head, and once you know that kind of stuff, then you can be like, okay, you can make your assessments and decisions from that. And I think a lot of times people really don't want to get into that. Well, that's your personal business. No, hell.
And that doesn't really stop you from doing business with them, because it may be something that they handle and you just need to know exactly where they are in the process, right?
Well, it teach you how to move.
Right.
It teach you how to move. It teach you how to move with everything and stuff like that. Exactly. It doesn't mean we can't do business. You just knowing what's going on.
Right.
We got to have that level of transparency.
Right.
And at both sides.
Right.
And everything. Now, it ain't on you. You can say, listen, because I know when I do deals with people, and I said, well, look, I just had my lawyer draft this up, go and get it for a couple of days, have your lawyer review it. And I had people, now I trust you.
No.
No hell. I'm giving it to you.
Right.
I'm telling you what I'm finna do. I'm finna have my attorney scrutinize it. Have yours. If you do it, I ain't got nothing to do with it.
Right. My conscience is clear because I told you.
Exactly. And I'm going to give you time to do it. Just like I asked for the same thing and stuff. This ain't, we ain't in the pilgrim days. Everybody think go off on a handshake. So, we need to make sure, we got all that stuff covered with that and everything. So, I think it's very important their financial situation, okay? The third thing is, and this is extremely important, guys, extremely important, because this is what I think causes a lot of stress with a lot of things, is that you have to find out their expectations on the time involved. Okay, you gotta be straight up with a person. What's gonna be their level of commitment? How much are they willing to give up? Because you got some people who call quote unquote silent partners. I'm gonna give you the cash. I don't want to deal with it. But you got some folks like, yeah, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. I mean, they're just walking cheerleaders and they're ready to do it. But once you get out there grinding, let's take a break. Let's do this and everything. So you got to really have a good idea of their level of commitment that they're going to be involved with everything. And, they're going to be willing to grind out, do everything, stay up all night with you, answer the emails, phone calls, do the extra stuff. Are they going to be, what are they looking to do with this and everything? You got to find that out early.
Yeah, but a lot of times you don't really find it out till you get deep into the process, because they start out good and gun ho, and then towards the middle of the process, they drop off.
Yeah.
So those things, sometimes that commitment thing starts out great, like everybody's committed. It's all everybody in it, and then later on, year or two in the process, things are chugging along, not moving fast but not moving slow, and they just start falling away.
Slowly but surely.
Yeah.
Especially when money start kind of slowing up and everything like that. A lot of
money's being made, but you're still doing.
That happens a lot with the tax business.
Oh, okay.
When people making their money, that's cool. But when it hit like March or April, everybody kind of disappear. Now I understand the money's still the money, but that whole energetic enthusiasm, it just ain't the same.
It just ain't the same.
And I think that's very important. You got to know their expectations, you know, with the time that they gotta, you know, give out, you know, to everything. You got that time involved. If you're gonna have to lose vacations, you know, you can tell, hey, significant other, look, I might have stayed late these nights. You ain't got to worry about them just tripping, but they're the time that they got to give to it. You know, we're gonna have to have some sleepless nights. We're gonna have to do that kind of stuff. That time, the time involved is very, very crucial because especially when you're dealing with a startup or something early, it's gonna be a lot of sacrifices of man hours and stuff like that. You gotta actually, you know, what do you expect? We can't do this. Is not gonna be 9 to 5.
Right.
You know what I would tell folks? I work 40 hours a week, so I mean I work 20 hours a day, so I have to work 40 hours a week.
Right.
Yeah, 20 hours a week, so I have to work 20 hours a day, so I have to work 40 hours a week, and that's the kind of commitment you gotta have.
Right.
That you can work that many hours in a day, so you don't have to go in, whatever, go into work, and it sounds crazy, but that's the kind of thought process you gotta have. 20 hours a day, so you're gonna do 40 hours a week, and if.
So let me ask you a question.
Sure.
As a business owner, professional, say I'm giving you a scenario. Say me and you in business. You talk to me about how much commitment I'm gonna have. I'll tell you I'm 129% in. We go home, we going a year in, we knocking stuff out. In that second year I start falling off. How long do you give me to either come back to the table and talk about this, or before you come to me and talk to me about it? What problem? And then when you come to me talk to me about it, it's a 2-part question. How do you come to me?
Well, good question. What I would sit here and do to you, and I want to jump the board because your question that you asked, because we were talking about the time involved, the commitment. Go to number 4.
Okay.
But
I think time is commitment too.
I got you. But when we say with doing that, how far would you go along? I would go with it to the point where I feel like I can see a storm brewing.
Okay.
I would not, you know, because stuff happens. You know, even though we see and say we got to have a certain time level that we're willing to put in and have that commitment, but you can't be panicky, because when you go through something, you want them to give you that same respect.
Right.
But when you see a storm brewing, like, hey, man, listen, in order for us to make sure this deal happen or make sure this stuff get done, we got to be in here 5 days a week. And you only in here 3 days a week. We're not going to make the deadline. I can see that coming up. And we potentially may have to work over on some days to catch up what you're missing. If you see that kind of stuff is coming, then you will say it. And I think the best way to say it is just be honest with people. And, you know, at the end of the day, that's worked the best for me. I think when you try to sugarcoat stuff and make stuff more light than what it is, people don't have the same sense of urgency if you don't be straight up with them. You know, say, hey, man, we need to get your stuff together. If you don't be serious about it, yeah, I got you, man, you know. But if you were very serious, let me know, man, you know, this is messed up. You know, we can sit here and lose everything, even though it hasn't really got to that point. But you see the potential for it if you're not making the same level of commitment to do that, or the time isn't getting put in. You can see it happen. So I think it's best to just be honest with people to do it. They can take it like you're exaggerating or whatever, or you just going overboard. Take it that way.
Okay.
But you can actually not make a person move as fast by not being as serious as you should be. Because like I said, again, they may say, okay, man, yeah, you know, okay, my bad. Now, ain't no damn my bad.
Right.
Now, I need you doing this, man. We need to start now. Now, this ain't something you can start tomorrow. So I think being straight up with folks and just having that. But like I said, when you see that storm brewing, you know, with that. Again, this is Mr. Short Dollar. Tonight's show we're talking about 10 things you need to ask yourself before you make somebody a business partner. Make sure you go to the YouTube channel, Mr. Short Dollar, where we talk about personal finance, business, entrepreneurship, and real estate investing. Also, check us out on Facebook under the same name. You can check me out on IG at Deonte_77, or follow us on Twitter at MajesticBiz. Tonight's show, again, we're discussing 10 things you need to ask yourself before you make somebody a business partner. Now we roll to number 4, okay? And that's my fault, being the author of everything. Number 4 and number 3 are a little close together.
Okay.
And number 4, you're asking yourself, is their level of commitment to the business as strong as yours, you know? And kind of like what you interluded first, just like, you know, everybody start off exciting.
Right.
And we see it a lot.
Right.
Where we see maybe former classmates or family members that get together and they start a business off and everybody's cool. Everybody got the same T-shirts. You see everybody smiling and doing all that kind of stuff and everything.
Right.
Yeah, everybody, you know, just all on it. And all of a sudden, different people's interest wane for whatever reason and everything. And a lot of times you got to make sure you're being straight up with folks in regards to, hey man, listen, I like it, but I don't love it. I did it because you wanted to do it or whatever and everything. And unfortunately, you may not necessarily get that from a person.
Right.
If you're lucky, you can get it and anything. But a lot of times you're not going to get it. And what'll happen is you'll be sitting there chopping wood, trying to make everything happen. And you sit there looking like, hey, man, come on, man, we're running, man. I think back in the Army with them company runs. You sitting there jogging and seeing cadence. Look beside your partner here. He done went to a full stride walk. What you doing, man? You out here damn running.
Right.
And they just enthusiasm ain't there. And what people don't understand, you have to get on top of that. Why? Because that can actually hurt the brand. If you got, differences of energy going into it.
Yeah, that's true.
Somebody come in your shop and they see you like, oh man, that dude, he is always happy, smiling, loves his energy. His buddy in there, he don't speak,
He don't
do
speak.
nothing. And it's just a whole
He
different
throw a
vibe.
change at me.
Exactly. And people don't even want to come in today. They see him and they see his car
Yeah,
there.
they be like, he ain't, Lab in there today. I'm waiting for Poochie to come. That Lab, he's something else.
Hey, and you have to be really, really, really aware of that.
Right.
And so again, we asking ourselves 10 questions you need to ask yourself before you make somebody a business partner. You got to just think about it. Their level of commitment is going to be as strong as yours. Because
Right.
a lot of people, when stuff isn't exciting as it once was, just like in relationships, you don't put on a little weight. He don't say here, he don't shave no more. He don't do this and do that. Oh, Lord.
Tell me how cute I look.
Oh, man. And things change. The interest level change. And people just kind of, their enthusiasm wane. And you just like, and the performance of everything goes along with it. So you really need to ask yourself, is their commitment to the business as strong as yours? Number 5, is there something in your potential partner's family life that might make the business a secondary interest? This is very, very, very important. And a lot of times people, again, we're going back to earlier, say, okay, that's their personal business and all that. But, we start talking about a partnership. Hell, that's personal too. I'm pretty sure your wallet and your purse, your pocketbook is very personal. And you got to understand, like somebody may have a pregnant wife, a parent or son dealing with dementia, a kid that's being unruly at school. Well, I'm just thinking of common things that a lot of people go through that they really can't, the business and all that stuff ain't no damn priority to them no more.
Right. Right.
Now, you still all the way in it. But they worried about, I got to take care of this stuff with my family. And you got to know what the hell going on with their family situation.
Mm-hmm.
You got to know. And you do not feel that you will be intruding or infringing trying to find out.
Right.
You need to know. You need to know. And if they tell you, nah, that's my personal business, I got it, BS, oh, hell no. No. Because, again, that you do not want to get yourself in a situation where you don't put your neck out all that far. Mm-hmm. And now, okay, man, my wife tripping, man. I can't be sitting out here working all day night. I got to call hear my wife's voice and everything. And it happens.
Right.
It happens. And, same thing, like.
Wife going to be wanting that Tiffany, though, when the money start rolling.
Hey, man, I understand it.
Wife going to be wanting that Gucci and Louis Vuitton when the money start rolling in. She need to sacrifice now to celebrate later.
Hey. But the flip side of it sounds good.
Right.
But, 2 young ladies, they homegirls, they got their little retail boutique going.
Mm-hmm.
And then one of them, like, well, my man is tripping. He keep blowing my phone up, asking where I'm at, and all that kind of stuff. Got to come home, cook. I mean, you got to know that kind of stuff.
Right.
If they got this jealous person in their life, if they got, like I say, a sick family member and all this other kind of stuff that can actually be pushing on their mind, again, you're not trying to say that's not important, but can you handle what we got going on? And a lot of folk can't. And at the end of the day, if you out there trying to do your thing, you're like, oh, man, look, and now we got issues. Why? Because we made that commitment to work together, but now this is not a true partnership. It's just we got legally a partnership on paper, but what's physically happening is one person working, the other one just, he's somewhere else.
Right.
And you got to actually understand that. That's why I said, find out what the hell going on with their family life, what's happening, and do not whatsoever feel like you getting too personal and infringe on that, especially when you're trying to go down this road.
Right.
Because this dynamic and stuff like that is totally different. So you got to know what's going on and everything, so you have to. I think a lot of times people get caught up with that, they don't want to infringe or feel like they're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other side of it, they feel like they don't want to relinquish that kind of information to somebody.
Right.
But no, that's not fair.
Okay.
That's not fair because you putting that out there like, look, we working together and everything. You don't have to go into the nitty gritty, details of actually what's going on in somebody's family life, but you do have to know what's going on because, again, these are things you need to know before you make somebody a partner. These are not things you need to know while you're their partner.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You don't want to know she snore like that before you marry.
I was gonna say these life lessons too.
Yeah. Man, I knew I should have moved in with her a little bit before then.
Right. Should have kicked them ties
underwear,
first.
Yeah, underwear all on the floor. Man, dang, man. Yeah, ladies like he hourly his toilet seat up, and all that kind of stuff. These are the kind of things you need to know before then.
Not doing the partnership.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So I can't stress that enough. You better find out before then. Be very, very, very proactive to find all the information you can before then about their family situation. Okay. This is a very, very good point right here. This is number 6. How would they handle a tough situation? How would they handle a tough situation? You really want to know how a person going to react when they got their back against the wall and everything stressed out and everything like that. Do you got a soldier with you, and anything? Are they going to sit there fighting or are they going to just quit, run, and leave you hanging? Mm-hmm. That's one of the things we all talk about in the Army. I love to have that joke in the foxhole with me, and everything. We're going to sit here battle it out and shoot.
Right.
Or this joker going to get behind me, all 5'5" of me, and he's 6'4", asking me to protect him.
Right.
And I'm trying to bust with my M16. No, we don't need that. And you got to just see how they gonna do it when you get them tough situations. Mm-hmm. We vendors are paying us late. We got to sit here and make ends meet. We may got to pawn this and do that kind of stuff. What are they gonna do? Are they gonna run off on you? They gonna sit there and whine and complain and fuss and cry and all that kind of stuff? Or they gonna be like, look, I'm stressing, you stressing, bro, they're gonna work it out. Mm-hmm. You got to see what kind of dog you got, And I know it's a lot of times I've been in them situations with people that, once everything, them screws got tightened and things got rough, you like, man, what going on? Mm-hmm. And I seen, and it's funny, even when you're looking from a gender standpoint, I seen more females be, I'm on there. Mm-hmm. And the guys just finicky panicking. Yes. What we gonna do, man? Shut up.
Guys have more stress on them. They got the woman and the family and you as the partner on their back, whereas the woman just got you on there. Because the husband don't give the woman the pressure like the woman get the husband the pressure. I touch you. But anyway,
Lab, you going on another show?
I know, right?
That's a changing live show.
It all coincides though. It's funny how business and family life and relationships and all that stuff intertwines together. There's really no separation of the two. It's really not. But anyway, keep going.
No, but even to that point, just knowing, okay, what kind of person is, mm-hmm. regardless of who has to deal with the most or who got the least, how they handle it.
Right.
And that's the kind of thing you have to know because when you get in them kind of situations and you sitting there like, man, we going into the abyss, and I know if we stay focused, we can make it out of this. Mm-hmm. But if you're dealing with somebody that can't handle that kind of stuff and scared to go behind them closed doors and don't know what's behind there or scared to move when all the lights out, man, you're in for a rough treat. You're in for a rough one, man. And you got to sit there knowing your heart that person can do it. And the best advice I can give to anybody is for you to try to find out, just watch from the sidelines. Mm-hmm. See how they kind of navigate and move, when them situations there. Kind of throw a couple questions at them, just, man, listen, man, I don't necessarily know if we're going to, we may be out of money for first, a couple of years. We might have to do this, do that. just kind of throw some stuff out there, like, shh, I ain't dealing with it.
Right.
Or, watch what they do in certain situations prior to, stressful things go and everything, because a lot of times people go through stuff, we're very comforting, hey, bro, be all right, hey, girl, don't worry about it, pray on it, this, that, and that, and you're being a comforter, but you also can watch and see how they handle turmoil, how they handle stress, and everything. Some folks just lay on their back and look at the ceiling all day. Some folks just sit there, cry, blaming on other people. And you got some people just say, look, man, they feel bad, roll up, hey, man, let's go get this stuff straightened out. So you have to, try to do your due diligence as that person that's probably going to have a prospective partner to kind of be watching and see how they are.
Yeah.
Look how they are.
Me, I know me. Under pressure, I'm a little slack at the beginning. I feel the pressure at the beginning. Like, I really do feel the pressure at the beginning. So I know this. I'm going to tell you, look, man, the pressure come, first couple of days, I'm no good for you. But let me lick my wounds, get myself together, and let's try to figure this out on day 3. Day 1 and 2, ain't no good.
well, even to that point, I think we all had a little moment. We all react and do certain things in different ways and stuff. You didn't say you're not gonna respond.
I have to take them a couple of days to figure out what's gonna be the next move.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna figure it out the first day.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be the person that's gonna sit down next to you and say, "Hey, Poochie, this is what we need to do." This I gotta sit back and actually see the tunnel in order to figure out how to get through it.
Yeah, and the funny part about that is going back to it. If I'm the person looking for a potential partner, that wasn't the ball in my court. Do I need somebody that's quickly gonna respond? Am I okay with somebody that may need a couple days? Am I okay with a person that may need a couple weeks? Am I okay with a person that just can't handle it?
Right.
So that's the thing about it. But that's why I say you gotta actually know how they handle tough situations. Now, because again, we go back to that seesaw. If you're a quick reactor and you do it, that may not necessarily be a big thing to you. But if you like, look, man, I need somebody to help share this stress and help share these, bad situations with me, that's your barometer to sit here and say, well, look, they're not going to be able to pick up what I'm missing. Right. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So those are the kind of things we got to look at. How did that person handle a tough situation? That was number 6. Then we go to number 7. And this is, I think this is one thing that people just really totally damn forget. Yeah, that's what question you got for me? Right. You want to know exactly, just like you want to gather information and intel on a potential partner and everything, you want to see what the hell they want to know about you. Right. I ain't the most damn comfortable when people tell me, I trust you. You don't want to know nothing.
Because
so
who else you going to trust like that?
Yeah, because now I'm feeling some type of way. Damn. See, what people have to understand is coming from, as you're the person that's kind of thinking about somebody being a potential partner. There's nothing wrong with skepticism. There's nothing wrong with people sitting there scrutinize you and this, that, and that. That just means what? They're thinking.
Right.
And you want a person that's actually doing business with you to sit there and you say, okay, cool. They actually, just like you, you got a brain, they got a brain. So there's nothing wrong with a person being skeptical. Like, hey, man, you making that kind of money? You doing that kind of stuff for real? Boy, I heard about you, but, tell me how you did that and stuff like that. Because I thought about it and I tried to do it before. I couldn't do it. And you be like, man, I got a secret sauce. This, that, and that. And y'all had that kind of dialogue. But you got to kind of just put it out there, man. What you want to know from me? How you do this? How can you be prepared for them kind of, those questions be asked from you and everything. And because what you don't want to have happen on both sides, any damn surprises. Man, I didn't know you had a baby mama. Man, I didn't know you had this. I didn't know you had it. And you sitting there like, man, go on, man. You ain't tell me about you owed all this money in back taxes and they done put a seizure on all kind of stuff and everything. But those are the kind of questions everybody got to sit here and be on board with. Right. Man, what you want to know from me? So I can be transparent with you, let you know what's going on. And be cool with both ways. Don't sit here and try to, again, these are 10 questions you're supposed to ask yourself before you do it. But, hey, spin it around.
Right.
Because, again, you feel pretty good knowing, okay, I'm dealing with somebody from a partnership standpoint that, okay, they thinking like I'm thinking. Man, how long you been doing this? How whatever. And be okay with that. Like I say, there's nothing wrong with people getting their feelings. Because, again, it's easy for you to sit here and ask, these 10 questions. Can you handle the same one being asked to you?
Right.
And everything. And I do think it's a good thing that you got a potential partner that want to know, hey, this is what they getting into. Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
And you kind of feel like, okay, they got something to protect or something to take care of as well,
Right.
instead of just being one-sided what you can get out of the situation.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
I get that.
Yeah, so that's, be prepared, throw it in, man. What you want to know from me?
Mm-hmm.
And everything. Y'all have that kind of situation. Don't be so much in your people, everything. Yeah, Black Men United BMU. I don't know, my brother Chris or Willie and they said people getting their feelings real fast, extremely fast. and like I said, and that's a very good barometer.
Right.
Am I dealing with somebody that's just going to be this sensitive every time I say something to them? And, I know I can be very, I got my son here. I know I can be kind of rough around the edges. And that me being former military. And what happened to Chris?
Maybe you want to give him a minute, Chris.
What happened to Chris? But
Yes, as you were saying.
but to that point, I think with any one of my children, they'll say I'm hard, but I'm fair.
Okay.
I think any one of my sons will say that. They'll say, whatever, he's just joking. But I would say this, even with being hard like that, I'm military.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it's ingrained in me to be extremely honest.
Right.
He has an ROTC scholarship. He'll I like to see how he is this time next year.
Oh, he's going to be different.
I like to see how extremely. So, in the military, we don't tell you it's okay. We don't tell you, it'll be all right. We tell you it's effed up.
Right.
We tell you it's effed the hell up. No, that's effed up. And it ain't no, you can be sitting there, well, what do you think? No, man, it's effed up. Now, half a second after they tell you it's effed up, they helping you fix it.
Right.
They don't leave you hanging, but they're going to be very brutal and honest with you. And that's how I am.
Okay.
Like, no, man, no, it's effed up, man. No, you don't think like, no. I'm going to be straight up with you.
Right.
And everything. But anybody know me, half a second after I say that, man, let me show you how to do this. Mm-hmm. And go and get it squared away and everything like that. And everybody can't handle that. Okay. Everybody can't handle that in terms of like, hey, this, that, and that, because it's not meanness or whatever. It's just brutal honesty.
The honesty.
And everything and stuff like that. But a person care because they telling you they're going to help you with it.
Mm-hmm.
Again, this is
The
dollar hour. God, I'm about to forget
The
the show.
dollar hour on Mr. Short Dollar YouTube.
Yeah, the debut dollar hour.
Right.
The debut dollar hour. And man, I've been having a great time so far. I hope you guys are too. Make sure if you are watching us on the different platforms, be it Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube, you chiming in with the chat, and everything like that. If you got any questions and everything like that. I see somebody that's already in studio tuning in. And but if you got any questions, anything, make sure you're doing it. If you on the YouTube channel, make sure you like the video on YouTube, subscribe to the channel. Same thing with if you're looking at us on Facebook, like the video, leave comments and everything. On Mr. Short Dollar, we talk about personal finance, business, entrepreneurship, and real estate investing. And with the dollar hour, like I said again, we've been growing the channel. I want to be able to provide you guys just like I do on Changing Lives, which is my other YouTube channel. And now we talk about different things dealing with business and finances and stuff like that. I haven't talked with Lab, but it ran across my mind, man, maybe every other week we rotate with the shows and everything like that and everything. So, but I love what I do as far as helping people, giving out free information to you guys and stuff like that. And so, just please take advantage of it. I'm a serial entrepreneur, accountant by profession, and I got a wealth of information that I've been blessed with to attain, and I try to do my best to share with people, and everything. Because when I charge you, I charge you. I'm Mr. Helping Man, but I ain't Mr. Cheap Man. So, please take advantage of it, in any way that you can, okay? Again, tonight's show, we'll talk about 10 questions you need to ask yourself before you make somebody a business partner. And now we've moved down to number 8, okay? This is where things get very, very funny with number 8, because people can feel some type of way when we start doing it and everything and stuff like that. What's going on? Are you willing to put it in writing? Are you willing to put it in writing? I tell people all the time, contracts save friendships and relationships.
Man, you know me. We've been knowing each other since down here. Why I gotta put that in right, man? Come on, bruh. We didn't grow up in the same neighborhood, went to the same schools, dated the same girls. You want me to put something in writing?
That's exactly why.
And writing? From the west side? From Simpson?
What,
No.
hey, what we know though, we can't confuse what we got wrote down.
Right.
Ain't nothing to argue about it. We already got. Ain't nothing to argue about it. We got it wrote down
Right.
and everything. Are you cool with it? Because at that point, we all can, before we done sit there and put our John Hancock on the contract, we can sit here and scrutinize it, debate it, and everything like that. But once it's on paper, there is no debate.
Right.
That's what's going on right there. And at the end of the day, you may not like it or whatever, this, that, and that, after maybe it don't necessarily work in your benefit, but it's what we agreed on, And that's the kind of thing that keeps friendships.
Okay.
That keeps people, in check, keep people on the carpet, right on their square to say, okay, look, man, that's the rule. That's what I agreed to and everything. And I think that's one of the things when you talk to a person, I don't want to do no contract. People call, I remember, I have a property manager now. But I remember, back in the days, rental properties, I don't want to do no lease. I just want to give you some money. Oh, hell no.
Right.
It's going to cost me more money to get you out
Right.
than this little buck of money you want to just throw at me to get in.
Right.
Why wouldn't you want to do that? Why we got to go through why I want to do no credit check? I don't want to do all that and none of that. Why wouldn't you?
Right.
And everything. How we ain't got to go through all this. Yes, we do.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we do. And we ain't tripping on it.
Right.
Look how many people, when you start looking at some of the older movies, not older movies dealing with, past entertainers and stuff like that, how people got swindled and bamboozled,
Out of their money.
out of their money, because some of them didn't even have damn contracts.
Right.
And everything. I think about Cadillac Rockers. Old Muddy Waters say, hey, boss, you think I can get another car?
Yeah.
Hey, boss, you think I can get another house?
Right.
This man doing all the performing,
Making millions.
making millions. You got to go to him and ask for some of your money that you done made. Hey, boss.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shit. No damn tattoo. You know what I'm saying? Shit, man. Man, I'm sorry. Let me get out there. But sometimes you just people will be so hyped up to be part of something.
That's it.
Or feel like, can get it. You said that. I remember what they did a documentary on, the rapper Mike Jones. And they said they was just getting with the Ice Age and everything. Because, a lot of my buddies still live in Houston. Sometimes they just get the guys a chain. That was the contract. Get you a chain, yeah. And that was it and everything. So now you part of the Ice Age family. Shit. No residuals. No this, that, and that, and everything. Just you got a chain.
Right.
And the chain is guaranteed to get you in the clubs, get you a couple, girls or whatever and everything like that. But no royalties, no publishing, none of that kind of stuff and everything.
No tour money.
No, hell no. Got you.
Money made at the tour.
We got you in VIP and everything. But that's the thing. We got to have, make sure that they're willing to do it in writing because, again, it keeps everything confusion down. Like I say, contracts keep friendships. Contracts keep friendships. Now, if things go south and you don't want to push the contract or push it, like, man, I'll let it go, whatever, that's on you. But at the end of the day, you got some kind of recourse to say, hey, this whatever. So you need to just ask them, man, you willing to put everything we're talking about in writing and see how they feel about that. You don't know how it's going to go.
Right.
But it's definitely a question that you need to seriously make sure you ask that person.
Okay.
Are they willing to do it? Because that's a good barometer to me of their integrity level and a commitment level to what you're trying to do and what, you guys actually talking about and everything. I hear your words. I feel your spirit. But let me see your signature.
Right.
And everything. Because that supersides everything and everything. What's on paper, what's on paper. You feel me? The next thing is you got to ask yourself this. Do you really need a dang partner?
Right.
Again, you can give someone something without giving them a stake in your business and everything. Like you might just say, I pay you a certain amount of money. You might just, outsource it or whatever. Do you really need them? Like, they can get, again, going back to the point I was just saying earlier, a lot of people really don't want, they like the idea of saying, I'm a business owner. We can drink some cognac. We can smoke some cigars. But they really don't want to be. They just want a job. They're going to pay them more money. I just need a raise.
Right.
They don't want no damn business. It sound good, but I just need to get more damn money. I need $3 more an hour.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? No, I'm tired of sitting here, working at this, I need, it's being associate manager. I need to be the manager at McDonald's, so, Shout out to McDonald's. I remember just growing up at rallies, working at rallies and Checkers on Bankhead, man, and just yeah. I worked when they first when what's your homeboy Lavelle Hawkins, and he started Checkers.
Okay.
He just died
Okay.
about 3 years ago.
Oh, okay,
It was a
okay.
brother, LeVan Hawkins. LeVan Hawkins. And I met him. Man.
Really?
Big old dude, man. Big old. I'm 15, straight out of Bankhead, and he had this big old diamond, like he just went to Africa and pulled it out of mine. Hey, son.
Right.
Big old dude and everything. I always remember him because he was a big dude with his shirt open, all this gray hair. God, no. That's for $1 million hand I shook.
Right.
Without I knew it was $1 million and everything. But now, man, just working there and stuff. How going back to getting back on the subject, how manipulative businesses could be, whereas just to give you a title and no money, and that could be suffice for a lot of people in regards to whatever. I can just may not even give you a big raise, maybe give you maybe a little bit of money,
Right.
a title, and double the duty and everything to do
double
it.
the fun.
Exactly. So when you're sitting there looking to ask yourself, about, bring somebody in as a partner, maybe you just need to get some help.
Right.
Maybe you just need to change your system or change your process. Do you really need to bring this person in?
Yeah.
You might know more people than you think you know.
Mm-hmm.
You might just need to slow down and kind of look at everything and stuff like that. You might just need to get a consultant. Certain things that you might not necessarily need a partner for and everything. You just got to kind of recalibrate, like, I do that. And I've been down that road before, whereas I sat there and said to myself, like, I need to bring this person in. And you stop for a minute, like, when you look at the pros and cons is, me giving this person ownership or giving it how we're going to divvy it up and everything, is it worth it?
Right.
Is what I'm going to lose
Worth what I'm
what
gaining.
I'm going to gain?
Right.
Just doing that basic cost benefit analysis when we said to do it with that. Sometimes you say, okay, man, it's going to outweigh it. Because again, the 20% that I get working with you may be 3 times bigger than 100% of me doing it by myself. And I know that go over a lot of people's heads, but that little, minor ownership stuff can bring in a lot of dividends, and everything with that. Because, I try to do partnerships buying, not semi-pro, talked to a cat before, a semi-pro women's football team.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm about dumb as hell, man. Some stuff. I told you, Lab, I got some stories.
Right.
And just doing it with the guy and everything, I started looking at it. Hell, I had access. I started thinking, I got access to the women. I got access to the money. He just had access to an idea that I had in my head already. So I couldn't really see the whole benefit of everything. Because I'm bringing the money, the women.
You bring the whole league.
Yeah. Getting everything to the venues and stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, and everything. He just had a good idea with me and everything. We're looking at it. But that idea went quick, man, and everything and stuff like that. But that was something I was thinking about about 10 years ago.
Really?
Yeah. Semi-pro women's. You'll be surprised. There are leagues here in Atlanta.
Right.
There are leagues here in Atlanta. Get your team together, reserve it out and everything. You making some money, but at the end of the day, I can do 3 or 4 tax returns and make the same kind of profit. So it wasn't that kind of money.
That's right.
Yeah, it wasn't that kind of money. It's just something I say.
Say I own a semi-pro football team.
A semi-pro ladies football team. Sure.
Well, touch football, right? Semi-pro ladies football team, right?
Nah, they hitting.
Oh, they hit.
Oh, they hitting. Nah, they hitting and everything.
Oh, okay.
But man, that wasn't. It wasn't that big a thing to sit there and do it and everything. The math wasn't working as well. But I just thought about the guy that I was talking about doing it. You sit there and get talking to him like, hey, man, you more of a damn fan than a partner.
Fanboy.
Yeah, and that's one of the things you have to kind of just assess with yourself, like, this really gonna benefit me to do that and everything. So I just think about it. You ask yourself, do you even really need a partner? Because sometimes we don't give ourselves as much credit we should give ourselves.
Right.
Just like, hey man, you can handle this and stuff. And that shoulder you think you need to lean on, you already got attached to your body. You just need to stand up a little straighter. Have some more yak. And you better get through it. Get some cognac a cigar, and some John Coltrane, get you through anything,
Get you
baby.
through anything.
Anything.
Coltrane.
Hey, get you through anything. A lot of bad stuff. All right, guys, wind down to it. Now we're at number 10, right? And this is something we all got to be very proactive with. You know, we kind of, we never like to look at these kind of things, but, you know, all good things must come to an end, and nobody likes to look at what, quote unquote, they perceive maybe a negative thing.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to ask yourself, number 10, which is, what if it can't work, you know, and everything? What if it can't work? And you got to be sitting there saying to yourself, before you made a business partner, could me and this person split and everything be amicable, everything can be fair and everything? How could I be able to, if things don't work out, could I have contingent things in place where, okay, it may take me a time to kind of recover and move forward, but I ain't got to just do a whole total recall.
Mm-hmm.
The whole ship ain't going to sink
Mm-hmm.
with doing it and stuff like that. And it happens a lot of times. We see a lot of partnerships that are heavy with a certain kind of branding. The example is, you know, we got Pooch and Lab's Southern Fried Chicken. No, Lab's Southern Fried Chicken.
Right.
And Lab's the face. Lab going there cooking, you know, you don't cook the food, you going there in the lobby. You know, everybody know him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you ask about how your mama doing, how the baby doing. You taking pictures with everybody. And Lab say, I want to retire, Pooch. You know, cool. But now, again, Lab been in there. Some days Lab cooks, some he don't. But he's just the face.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the brains. I'm doing all the back office stuff and make sure everything happen, talking to the vendors and all that kind of stuff. But once Lab leave, even though his part of it was damn near like mayor of the restaurant,
Right.
he wasn't doing nothing operational.
Right.
People choose to leave and don't come back.
Because they don't see me in the
Yeah, I don't see Lab in there no more. And
okay.
that happens a lot when a certain presence move out. And people, from a perception standpoint, think there's going to be a drop in quality or whatever.
Terrible.
Yeah, exactly, and everything. But it's the standard still may be there, but because of that particular person. And I tell a lot of my business clients, I'm doing consulting with them, the number one way you increase the value of your business is to disassociate yourself with it as much as possible. Again, the number one way to increase the value of your business is to disassociate yourself with it as much as possible. Case in point, when you look at, you know, like I said, you know, Lab's restaurant and everything, it's gonna not have the same kind of value as a McDonald's and Burger King,
Right.
because they can change hands of ownership 5 times in 1 week, but the system is still there.
Right.
You don't know who owns that place.
True.
You have no idea. But the system, the standard, and everything's still there. You're expecting it.
Mm-hmm.
But Lab leave his place going from there.
Right.
And a lot of times people just not prepared for that kind of stuff. Like, okay, if this don't work out, we just bump heads, we have different philosophies, things don't go in a certain way. Do I have plans in place for us to part ways where it's not going to be any kind of trauma or anything like that?
Right.
And people just don't want to think about that because, again, they just feel like, well, I don't want to put bad energy out there. I don't want to jinx it or whatever. No, hell no. You need to cover your tail,
Right.
you know, and everything. And you would hope your partner had the same thought process. You can't control other people's thoughts in regards to how they want to do certain things. But that's one that, you know, that's very important. You got to make sure that you're, if it can't work, you know, what do I got in place?
Right.
Okay? And again, guys, tonight we've talked about 10 things that you need to ask yourself before you make somebody a business partner. So real quick, going to do a quick rundown on all of them again. The first one is, I see here and book up my notes, is number one, what do you need from a partner? Again, when we talk about what do you need from a partner, we're talking about what things that you lack or what things that you probably need somebody to bring to the table to help kind of balance out, you know, your shortcomings and everything like that. What do they need to have? It would probably be the best for you to get somebody identical to you because, again, your guy's going to have the same kind of shortcomings. So, you know, ideally have somebody that's kind of strong in some of your weaker areas, okay? Number two is know your potential partner financial situation. If they got certain debts or bills and stuff hanging over their head, just being transparent. Again, that doesn't mean you got to avoid doing business with them or just being able to run away from them. It's just more so just having an idea of what's going on so you can make plans accordingly. Number three is what are their expectations on the time involved? Do they think this Sunday they can just do on the weekend, a couple hours of the day, where you actually need to be damn near living there? What are their expectations? They looking at, well, look, I gave you the money, and they think they're going to be a silent partner, where you actually need somebody rowing the boat with you. You got to be straight up with them and find out exactly what do they think their level of time commitment they have to have involved with that. The next one being the fourth one is their commitment to it as strong as yours? Or is this something that they're going to be totally enthused with initially, and then all of a sudden, the enthusiasm is going to wane out, and whereas, you were going side by side at first, and now you feel like you're carrying them? The fifth one is there something in your potential partner's family life that may make the business a secondary interest? Do they have issues going on at home? Do they have an ill family member? Do they have, a child or something like that that may make it where, look, I got to go take care of this. This is business, but I got to take, you want, again, nobody's saying put the business before their family. But again, when people go into these kind of situations, you want them understanding you have what you have going on. I have what I have going on, but we've made this commitment. And you got to kind of just do your due diligence and scrutinize that person to make sure they, they have the same commitment that you're going to have with that. It's not going to be anything that can pull them away from that. Number 6 is how they handle tough situations. Are they, when things get tough, things get bad, things get terrible, what are they going to do? They're going to walk off on you? They're going to sit there and complain and whine and fuss and stuff like that? Or they're going to go, back to back with you. Y'all just going to fight yourself out that corner. You got to find out, what kind of person you're finna deal with when you got a tough situation. And again, I gave the idea, one of the best things for you to do is kind of watch them from the sideline, see how they handle the current situation. Ask them a couple questions in a roundabout way. How would you handle this? How would you do this, that, and that? Could they be lying to you? Yeah. But again, if you do a good job, what I feel is the best way, watch them, observe how they handle certain situations. I think they'll give you a good barometer of how they'll be when times get tough, okay? Number 7 is, ask them what question they have for you. What do they want to know from you? What, don't be afraid to be get scrutinized. Don't be afraid if they got some kind of skepticism about the stuff that you've told them or things that they've heard. Be transparent because you want them to be just as open to you as you would be with them. Respect that you want to receive, respect you got to give to them, okay? So make sure you ask, what kind of question you have for me. Number 8 is, are they willing to put it in writing? They're willing to put it in a contract and everything. Again, feelings and words and all that stuff is great, but we can't argue with what's on paper. Again, you want to try to keep friendships, keep relationships in a good place. We want to kind of be looking at, hey, let's go and put this down in writing. Let's go and make sure this thing is solid. That's how we know it's going to be good forever. Number 10 is asking yourself, do I really even need a partner? Is the shortcomings of things that I think I'm missing, are they really there? Or I just haven't really just showed them or had the confidence in myself to put it out there. It is something that I can outsource or contract out as opposed to bringing a whole partner in that I got to share money with or share equity with where I really don't need it off. It may just be a gig or an assignment, and everything like that. So you guys got to kind of ask yourself, do I really even need a partner? And lastly, number 10 is, what can I do if it don't work? Can I have some kind of plan B or contingency plan set in place just in case this thing don't work and everything? Can I actually be in a situation with this person where I don't feel like, okay, they'll put me in a position where I can't recover or anything like that. So I think if you...
I'm sorry. Let me ask a question about that last one. Or do you think that maybe, like, what do I do if it don't work? Is it also a case of, well, it may not work the way I want it to work. Let's see if we can still be partners and try to change the way it might work. You think that's a part of that too?
If they open to it and you got it on paper.
Okay.
You got to be realistic with it, and still going back into it. Yeah. Because just like you saying, okay, if it don't work, I didn't say it didn't work because of them. Mm-hmm. It might didn't work because of you. Okay. And you got to be prepared for that because I'm just saying, because you may want to keep it. That's a very good question because your vision may be, I like being a side hustle. We're keeping it at a low-key pace and everything. But they're thinking, we want mega. We got franchises in all kind of city. We're going to go take it global. Like, no, man, I'm just chilling, man. I ain't trying to do that.
Trying to give out this fried chicken recipe.
Exactly. So, again, it doesn't necessarily be anything that they did. It may be just something from you. But, again, how can you get out of it? How can you do it? Like, man, I just want to keep it this way, man. But you still love what you're doing. But they got a whole different vision what they want to go into. And you got to say to yourself, if this ain't working and stuff, how can we handle it? Yeah, that's a good question. Like I said, I didn't mean it in terms of just something they did. Just it could be something in your vision and everything. But again, I think if you do ask yourself these 10 questions, everything's not gonna be applicable to you as far as the 10 questions. But I do think a majority of them will, in some way, shape, form, or fashion, impact the way you could impact your question in regards for you get into a partnership with somebody or potential partner rather and everything. So I would say, you know, just kind of go through that little checklist and everything. And if you feel comfortable after you've asked yourself or them those 10 questions, I think you put yourself in a better place in regards to having a partnership or going into business with someone, okay? Again, this is Mr. Short Dollar. I hope you enjoyed our first edition, the debut of the Dollar Hour tonight, where we talked about 10 questions you ask yourself before you make someone a business partner. I want to really thank everybody for tuning in. I had a blast with doing everything. Make sure you're on the lookout for all the courses, the sale funnel, everything I got going on. Look at all the details, especially on the YouTube channel, and also go to the Facebook page where we have everything listed in terms of all the videos, the different links for my business websites, the Facebook groups, the Instagram. All the links are included with everything. So make sure you're subscribing to both the YouTube channel, Mr. Short Dollars, and also the Facebook page. Follow me on Twitter at Majestic Biz, or follow me on IG at Deonte_77. And I got a lot of great information I want to put out. Also, before I forget, make sure you join the email list. The email list link is on the YouTube. I can send it out a couple times. Make sure you join the email list so I can keep you guys abreast of what's going on, the different products, the courses, updates, and everything like that. I want you guys to take full advantage of what we're putting out there. I love doing what I'm doing, and I want you guys to be on the lookout for everything, okay? Again, this is Deonte Burden, a.k.a. Mr. Short Dollar himself. This is the conclusion of our first episode of the Dollar Hour. 10 questions you should ask yourself before you make somebody a business partner. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Love you guys. Thanks for the support. And keep going to the channels. We got a lot of good videos coming out soon. Take care.